first coffee we're going to be brewing is from northern Peru. It's from the El Diamante region, and it's grown by Elmer Tineo Mendoza at his farm there. So it's quite high altitude for Peru, around 1750 to 1900 meters above sea level. So I'm expecting really good acidity and really good sweetness from this coffee. So my recipe is pretty standard and easy to follow. It's my starting point for pretty much every coffee that I ever brew. I use a pretty standard brewing ratio of 16 to 1. So for every 1 part of coffee, you've got 16 parts of water, which is a really good starting point for pretty much any coffee you brew. I pour the water in stages, mostly so I can keep the brew bed pretty level, but also because most of the time my V60 doesn't fit the water all in it. So I start with a bloom to get rid of some of the CO2 that's built up in the coffee, especially this one because I brewed it with really freshly roasted coffee. So I'm going to let that bloom, and then I'm going to add the rest of my water in 2 parts. So by adding fresh hot water every time in a method like this, I'm going to optimize flavor extraction. If the water and the coffee was all sitting together in something like a cafetiere, it doesn't extract quite as efficiently. So you need to leave it to sit for longer. So for this, I'm using 18 grams of coffee to 300 grams of water, because that makes a nice brew for 1 person, or 2 people who only like little bits of coffee. Yeah, so like first thing you get when it's still really hot, super boozy, like loads of stewed fruit, almost a bit like cognac, like a grape spirit. It's got a bit of that going on. And then yeah, there's like a hazelnut praline thing that's going through sort of the mid to back palate. So it's really nutty, but with loads and loads of rich stewed fruit as well. Really, really sweet, really rich, great body. I'm gonna just... So based on coffees that I've had with previous flavor profiles that are similar to this, so that richness, that booziness, that nuttiness, I kind of knew where I wanted to head with it. So the end temperature on this is a little bit higher than it would be for the coffee that we're going to drink next, the Wahundra, because I really wanted to develop the coffee a little bit more to bring out more of that body and that richness to support all of that fruit, which I think I did.